Okay, coach, obviously, after Orlando Pirates played a draw, now it puts you in a good space to really have a good go at the league title.
I don't know, I would not say that. I would say it can only put you in a good space if you win your next game. But unfortunately, our next game is one of the toughest games. We're playing against the champions of the league. So I would not like to bank much on that.
And then playing a vet side, coach, as you mentioned, who are obviously coming from a disappointing result last night against the Ajax, and then now they are also the defending champions. I'm sure they would want to not to give up their title, so to speak, easily against the hot favorites.
Yeah, you can never say. I mean, we all know that it's the same mentality. Teams play for their pride, and teams play for points, and teams play for their integrity. You could see how SuperSport played yesterday. They play for their pride, and also they play for their position on the lock. So Wits will play for their pride and position on the lock. So it's going to be that kind of a game of yesterday. It's going to be that tough game. And you know, Gavin will never like to lose to Sundowns that easy. Wits will never like to lose to Sundowns that easy. So it's a very, very difficult game for us, but we need to go with it because at least we have a flow. Hopefully our flow can never be disturbed.
And also the way that SuperSport played also gave in a way Sundowns a space maybe to breathe as you prepare to go maybe for the title.
The space to breathe you can only have if you win against Wits. If you don't win against Wits, there is no space to breathe. You know, the reality is that, okay, you can't. The worst result you need to get is a draw. If you draw, if you can't win, because who said you'll win? We want to win, yes, but it's not a given that you're gonna win. You're playing the champions of the league. They're capable of beating any team. So the breather will only come if you win. If you don't win, there's no breather. Everything remains the same.
The fact that, coach, it looks like your players are picking up at the right time. I mean, I'll make an example of your Kama, who was absent in a couple of games, but
yeah,
he
was not training today.
Yeah, he came in, he's gelled very well with Sirima and Tau.
Yeah, but
so
he got a knock yesterday, so I don't know if he'll play. He got a knock from Madisha there in training, so we might not have him again tomorrow. But I understand what you're saying. It has been coming between Percy and Kama and Spoo Villa with the goals, you know, but the captain always comes in there. Tembazwane sometimes scores. Gaston keep hitting the goal posts, hit the posts. So you never know. But sometimes when you can't use those, Wayne Arons can always come up also and score a set piece. So you never know.
Let's talk also about Tau. He's the candidate for the player of the season, and also is gunning for the goal scorer of the season.
Yeah, I always tell him that he must get the big one, and the big one is to be football of the year. I think Percy must fight for. If he plays the way he's been playing, there's no doubt about it. He'll be football of the year.
Coach,
you know? If he plays the way he's playing, he's scoring goals, he'll be football of the year. So he must focus on that. And when he plays the way he plays, the goals are also coming in. So I for me, even if he doesn't get it, he's my football of the year.
With 5 games to go, coach, obviously you are favourites because it's in your hands. How you've been in this situation before? How are you now going to make sure that the players don't get carried away, knowing that you have to do it on your own?
No, I would never worry about complacency because the games we win are not easy games. We have never won 3-0 easy, 4-0. So when you have a 3-0 and 4-0, that is when you worry about complacency. But look at our last match, 2-1, and we came from behind. So the last game, they know that was difficult. So I'm not worried about being complacent, for them being complacent. I think they know. They know it's going to be hard, it's tough, it's hard work, and they have to do what they have to do. If they want to win the PSL title, we have to win against Wits. It's not going to be easy.
Coach, last season you said you know where you lost the league. This season,
our last 7 games we drew 4. So you can't want to win the title when you draw your last 7 games. So hopefully we avoid the draws this year and try and win. Well, whatever. I look. If you ask Paris today, do they think they can win all the games behind? Yes. Same as us. You ask Wits, do they think they can beat Sundowns tomorrow? Yes, because why? Reference is that they've beaten us before, and we can say the same thing. It's the game. It's the way it is. It's how the ball goes, and you need a little of luck, Paris struck the goal post twice. You need a little of luck, but also SuperSport could have scored. So it's football.
Your thoughts on the title race this season in particular, whereas we 5-4 games, some other teams to go, and it looks like it's done and dusted?
No, we're saying the same thing, that we want to win the title. We're not going to play mind games and say the usual story, 1 game at a time. Yes, okay, 1 game at a time. But where's the destination? Of course, you need to look after the process, and then the outcome will come out. No, we have said we want to win the league. And if you don't win it, we can't be shy that somebody will say, hey, remember you said you're going to win the league and you didn't win it? I mean, what should I say? I think negative. But when you don't say you don't want to win it and you don't win it, so you can't come out at the end, you said you wanted to win it. You said you don't want to win it. So that's the way it is.
And the CAF Champions League poses another bigger challenge.
Yeah, we are in this position, in this situation. We are a highly ambitious club. And the negatives are there also. Look at Man City. They wanted the league. They wanted the FA Cup. They wanted the Champions League. They wanted the league, What are they left with now? 1. Okay? And you fall off at the end, You can never know. So, but I like Man City because why should you put all your eggs in one basket? What if you don't get that you really, really, really want, and then you got nothing? Us coaches, we always like to make a nice excuse to say, okay, now we can. It gives us a little bit of a chance for us to focus on the league. When we lost the cup, it's going to be very difficult. We are happy that we are in the group stages of Champions League. Yeah, in the semi-finals, we have to use our experience against Maritzburg, a team on form, a team that's winning. But we'll talk about that later. At this point in time, it's the PSL title. It's Bidvest. Unfortunately, it's Wits. It's not going to be easy, And we have Wits, and also Pirates have Wits. So you can see that it's going to be tough, So sometimes you want to win, but if you can't win, don't lose.
Yes, Coach. I was about to say, at least at this stage, you can afford to draw and even drop 3 points.
Even before the match of Pirates, I said we can afford to draw. Yeah.
And then, Coach, being a highly ambitious coach like yourselves, you're on the brink of history now. I know, obviously, now we're focusing on the game against Wits, but you're in the Champions League, Nedbank Cup, and the league. You can win all of them, Coach, and rewrite the history books.
It's good for you to say we can win them, all of them, but also we must also be, as much as to be ambitious, we must also be careful of being too ambitious. But confidence you need. Overconfidence sometimes creates a little bit of a problem. Yes, you can, because 2 years back we won the Telkom Cup, we won the league, we won the Champions League. So that's the reference. So you can try again and get the treble again. And nobody talks about our treble there. Everybody speaks about treble of Orlando Pirates. And this is a big treble with the Champions League. No? It's not a treble of. It's the Champions League. Excuse me. So you're going to say, I don't know what you're going to call that treble. It's a serious treble. Yeah.
Coach, in terms of going to the Wits game, you've said Khamas might not be available.
Yeah.
Who else is likely to join him should he not be available?
No, we always have backup. He hasn't been here anyway. Let's be honest. When he's been here, you see this input that is very important player to us. But we have Tembazwane comes in. Probably I can play maybe Jeremy Brock is a striker. So I'll have to make a decision between Tembazwane and Jeremy Brock. Josh Libis is looking good also, But probably maybe to give him a big game like this to say go and do it. I might be throwing him in the deep end, but he's part of the team also. So I just have to follow my guts. Yeah.
Just one last question, Coach. In terms of, we know you've done like maximum points that when the season starts, you sort of like set a target for yourself. This time around, however, it looks like
no, we are not there. Our ratio to the number of points we want to get is highly dented. No, very much. We haven't. Our objective was 72. When we won the treble, we got 71. We can't reach 70, even 71. And I don't know who's going to reach 21 in PSL. It's a record that it's going to be very difficult for us. And 53 goals, remember? No, it's not going to be easy. So we're far behind to our record. We have lost many games. We've lost 6 games already. I think last year we won 6 for the whole year. We lost 6. Year before, maybe 4 or 5. There's been the highest we have lost is 6 now, but the 5, 4, and 3 maybe in a year. So we'll see.
Coach, it's tough for your friend Steve Kompela there in the children. 3 years.
What about Steve?
Yeah, he's going through a tough time.
Yeah, but he's a good coach. Sometimes I ask myself, okay, you get rid of him, and then who do you bring? Who's the name? I don't know. It's not easy. Easy to change the coach, but difficult to bring the one to be more successful. And then, you know the story of Bafana. You got rid of all of them. And then, what has changed there? We are where we are, 12 years back. So sometimes it's not the coach. Sometimes be patient.
But do you think he's
just on that? Coaches obviously get slammed all the time.
That's why we are there. I mean, it's our lives.
How important is it as a coach to be emotionally intelligent to whatever is happening?
That's the guy who's very emotionally intelligent. He's top. He's the best. I don't know if I could have handled it the way he has done it. He's unbelievable, and he protects everybody. It's for me, I learn from him. He protects everybody. He puts the players behind. He puts the supporters ahead of the team. He puts the team in the brand there. He puts even the team manager behind. He puts everybody behind. He says, if you have to blame, you have to blame the coach, because the coach is the leader. He's the one who directs. Even though we forget that he doesn't play, because he doesn't score the goal. When people miss the goals, you can't say the coach didn't teach him to score, because that goal he has scored before. What a unbelievable guy. We should learn from the negatives. There's a lot of positives I get out of him, and for me, especially for local coaches, local black coaches, there are not many, because there's all people coming in from outside, and why not? They should come in. I'm not saying, I'm not here to practice xenophobia or whatever, Okay, coaches can come in, but I also want to protect my country. Eh? I have to protect my country, and I have to protect my brothers. Well, if there's a big difference that people from outside do, then you learn from them. Eh? But if there's not big difference, probably we should stay where we are, and improve the product, local product, and maybe the product is on the players only. Yeah.
Massive match for you guys against Wits, the holders of the title. Your thoughts ahead of that crunch encounter?
Yeah, look, it's going to be difficult to play Wits. And then the champions, they won it last season. Even though we were ahead or we lost it in the 3 games and we lost it to them. And now we know it's not gonna be easy, but we'll give in everything and we can still lie. So it gives us more effort.
Besides,
just on that, the coach believes that if you can beat Wits, then you've gone with the title.
I don't know. I believe there's still like 4 games to play, and then it's not something that's done already. There's still so much work. I think Pirates is not gonna give in easily. Even the other teams, Chiefs or Free State, they're not gonna give in, and then we'll try and push it to the end because we know last season we lost in the last 3 games, so we never wanna take that risk again and to take things a little bit easy. We'll try and give everything until Celtic.
This time around, I mean, it's in your hands. 5 games to go. You can afford to lose matches. How are the players going to make sure that you guys don't take your foot off the pedal, being complacent, so to speak?
I think we have a great group, and then Champions League has taught that we can't take anything for granted. We just have to keep on going. And then I don't see the guys taking it easy in the other matches to come because there's so much to play for. It's not only points, but then there's so much to play for. Other things that stay at Turco. So yeah, it's still cute.
Ambitions, I'm sure you want to give it a good go to win the top goal scorer this season. Among the other things you want to achieve in the team this season.
Well, like I say, sometimes when you do things, or sometimes you put yourself in a situation that you never wanted before. And it happened when I was busy contributing to the team, and it landed me where I am now. And I just have to take it in and just continue, and we'll see what happens after Celtic.
I mean, consistency has been your thing. I mean, the last 3 seasons, you've been playing, consistently and scoring goals. And even if you are not scoring, you are passing. Look, right now you are a candidate for the goal scorer of the season. You're also the candidate for the player of the season. How your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I remember when I got in the senior team, Tego Murisa always told me, "Pace, you need to get consistency. If you can get there, you'll be a better player." And then it's something that he told me, then he showed me his work. I've been consistent since all out, and I thank you for Tego for that. It has helped me. I've searched for it and I found it. And I just keep on trying or keep improving every time and then. But I'm just happy with the progress and much better numbers than last season. When I review my performances and what has happened in the last 3 years, I see a lot of progress, and I'm happy with that.
In terms of your ambitions, and obviously you'll be reading newspapers and...
I don't read newspapers.
Oh, well, yeah. Listening to news and seeing all the talk about you are a candidate for player of the season, you were likely to be the top goal scorer at the end of the season. Does that play in your mind, or is it just the noise that just comes and you block it out?
It's not noise, it's an award, but I never think about it. I think my focus still keep on trying to help the team and improve. But then, like I say, sometimes when you work so hard, you put yourself in positions that you never thought you'll ever be. And then it happens when I'm in those positions at this moment. And with people, that's how they think and that's how people see things. And I'm just grateful people are starting to see the progress, the hard work that we do at Torkop. And then I think the team has been doing well. It's always easy to play under a team that's doing well. And it's something that I get a lot, but I don't think so much about.
You seem to be enjoying yourself yourself lately, recently, in fact, almost the whole season, in different competitions, including Mafana. Let's talk about your combination with Sereno, Villa, and now recently Kama, who has gelled with you guys. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I've always been with Kama. When I promoted, it was, I think, the first 6 months or first season we signed Kama at Sundowns. So I've always been with Kama. I know a lot of things. I know what he wants. And I know what kind of balls he likes, because we play even a bit similar. So I know when I pass him, that's the same way I would love to be passed. So it makes it easy. And then now we've got another great players. We still have so many players that I can mention that we actually combine with a lot at Sundowns, because the team changes sometimes and then we get other players. But then we just happy with the contribution of Villa, Sereno, Temba, George. I can mention a lot of guys that are actually helping us and pushing us to be where we're at the moment. Just sometimes they also don't get opportunity to play because only it's 11 players that play. But then we just say with the guys, and then hopefully we'll grow and to win more things.
After Pirates played a draw last night, a lot of people are saying it's gone.
I don't know.
It's Sundowns is title. Your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I still believe there's like 4 games to play for, ne? Yeah, I still believe there are like 4 games to play for Pirates, and then they're a motivated team. They are work in process, so we don't think it's over. We still think they'll give in a push, and then we'll just focus on ourselves like we've always been, and then we'll see what happens at Celtic.
So, President, there's a card.
What is it doing?
Courtesy of Hungary.
Why?
Your name is written all over it.
Now I've got no idea. Maybe it's man of the match. I don't know.
No, we are taking it.
Okay.
Your thoughts on it?
I don't know about it. Serious, I don't know about it. I still have to go and talk about it. But yeah, look, I know there's a surprise for me. And then now there have been talks. And then it's always great to associate yourself with bigger brands. Yeah.
Okay, basically, we are towards the end of the season now. People are showing their colors in terms of the accolades at the end of the season. And your name is among those players that deserves to be the football of the season. I don't know, from your side, which other players do you think might give you a challenge?
Me?
Towards that, winning the football of the season?
So, still so many games to play. I don't know, but I think Temba's done well. Langa, consistent all the time. Shomposhu has done well. I'm only going to talk about players from my team. Laga's done well. Sugar. Tapele has done well also. Villa. So yeah, so many players that I can count that have done well. But I think it doesn't depend on what we say. There are people who get to tick the boxes, and then we'll see when the list comes out. But I think a lot of guys have done well, and we've seen it at the Bafana also. So yeah, we'll see it there. I don't know when they announce the list, but then we'll just see the list of players. Hopefully, the ones that deserve to be there.
Basically, there's about 6 games, give or take, how you guys do in the Nedbank Cup, whether you get to the final or not. 4 in the league, obviously. Do you treat each game sort of like as a cup game, given that the margins between you and Pirates are not that much?
No, we don't treat every game as a cup game. We look at the demands of the game, how it goes, and we understand if a team is better than us, sometimes we need to change a few things. It's either a system or the players that are playing. But then it depends on what the coach feels and then how the other team is playing. But then we know we've got so much out for us, and then if we do well and if we work harder, we'll have a chance to win 2 trophies. But then we try and think about the games that we play. Some games it's better to get a draw. Yeah. So sir.
Over to you.
Wayne, thanks for your time. 4 games to go. You guys find yourself almost in a similar position that you were last season, but this time around, obviously, it looks like Pirates are the ones that are chasing, not Vets. Are you guys thinking about whoever it is that's coming at you, or are you just taking it one game at a time as Mamelodi Sundowns?
Yeah, you're spot on there. I think for us, it's taking it one game at a time, because it's like people's been saying, with 3 points clear, we got a game in hand against Wits, and like I said, those games in hand means nothing. We've learned our lesson last season. The last 4 games we drew those games, and we threw the league away to Wits. So for us, it's just taking one game at a time and focus what we need to do and control the things that we need to do, and that's the things within the pitch. So for us as players, it's just taking it game at a time, and yeah, that's it, and just try to get maximum points.
We look at the season and how it has gone. Obviously, you guys missed out on the Telkom knockout and the MTN 8, but the way you guys are playing, you are the team that everybody wants to beat. What is it that you feel you guys do different at Sundowns as opposed to all the other teams?
I think we do the finer details. We try and perfect those finer details. So for us, it's about watching videos, analyzing the game, going home, checking your game, checking the opponents. It's not just things that happens on the field, where on training, where the coach says, hey, you must kick like this and that. Also at home, you need to watch how the team is playing, see where their strengths and weaknesses are, and try to utilize on their weaknesses. So yeah, it's those sort of things that we try to perfect. And also, we've got a lot of quality players here at Sundowns, and obviously individual brilliance also helps a lot. And I think, yeah, those are the things that we try to improve on a daily basis.
And mentally, with the amount of games that are remaining, how are you able to balance yourself out in terms of not being too nervous and not being too cautious in approaching the last few games that you have, going to the last to the last game that you guys are going to have?
Yeah, I think if you look at our track record, the games that we've been playing Champions League, and then it's Nedbank Cup, then it's League, and we've been doing this now for 2, 3, 4 years back now, where we're in the Champions League, where we're playing Cup and coming back, and it's just a lot of games. But at the end of the day, it remains football. You play it 11v11, and that's it. So we know what we need to do is take it a game at a time, no matter what competition it is. At the end of the day, we need to pick up the results, score the goals, and keep it clean at the back. That's it.
Bidvest Wits, in seasons gone past, you've beaten them, they've beaten you. You guys go to them this weekend, or rather you guys are taking them on this weekend. And do you approach that game looking at history, or do you take it as per this is the game that we need to face now?
Yeah, we can't look at history, because obviously this game is happening on Saturday, so we need to think about what's happening now and what is possible, because obviously they're pushing for the top 8 position, and they're coming from a loss from Cape Town now. So obviously the guys are all pumped up. They say hey, they need to pick up maximum points against us, and we need to pick up maximum points. So it's going to be a very tough game, and I foresee a very physical game on Saturday.
Overall, looking at the season and how it has gone, personally for you, just an overall overview of the season thus far, and you also as part of the team, how has that been going?
Yeah, obviously the season so far, it's going the way we've planned. We wanted to go get the league trophy, so we're on the right track. We're in the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup, so we're still on track. So hopefully we can end the season on a high and get those 2 trophies, and also we're in the group stages of the Champions League where we wanted to be. So I would say we're on the right track for now.
Back in the score sheet, you score a goal in your last game out. How does it feel being back amongst the scorers, especially a goal that proved to be vital because you guys ended up winning the game?
Yeah, obviously it's good to score as a defender, because the only time you get up there is when it's set pieces and corners. So yeah, it was good to get back on the scoring sheet, because when the game gets tough and the people blocks out your attack, and that's when you need to come through as on corners, set pieces, and maybe sneak it from there. And luckily for me, I got one against Morocco, and hopefully there can be many more.
And just overall, the mood at the club at Sundowns, finding yourselves where you're finding yourselves, possibly 2 trophies that you might win in the next 2 or 3 months. Is there an anticipation of celebrations to come, or your minds have not gone there yet? You're still taking it slowly until everything is done?
Yeah, obviously you can't pop the champagne before you know the verdict. So for us, it's about taking a game at a time. We need to do what we need to do and try and win our remaining games until it's sealed and we know that it's done. And for us, it's about, like I said, game at a time, do what we need to do, focus on the league for now, and the other competitions will just follow.
And just finally, Wayne, obviously Africa, you guys have been on the continent, you've won it in the group stages again. Unfortunately, you guys just fell a bit short the last time out. This time around, you've done the travels. Looking forward to the competition once again?
Yeah, we're looking forward to the competition, and luckily for us, the competition starts again when the season is finished, when cup competitions all finish. So we need to, once the league is done, we need to keep focus on that. And I think we're ready to go. We're playing the champions, which is Wydad Casablanca, and I think that will be a good test for us because the other guys had put us out of the Champions League last year. So for us, we're looking forward to that game, and we can't wait to be in the continental competition once again.
And the World Cup break obviously is going to break up the Champions League as well. How important is that break going to be for you guys, that 1 month of obviously not traveling and doing all the logistics that come with playing the Champions League?
I think it's going to do us well because we've been playing football for how long, and I don't know when we had a pre-season, so we've hardly had a proper pre-season. So it's going to do well for us because firstly we're going to get the rest that the guys need, and when we start again we're going to have like a proper 5 weeks, 6 weeks of pre-season, 5 weeks. So yeah, then you start a fresh battery. You can rest in the holidays and start afresh and charge the battery and come back full swing in July when the Champions League starts again.
All right. Wayne, thank you very much.